So it began. This was my first recorded spiritual modality, my very first channeled session on November of 2022. At the time, I was slowly climbing out of the deepest depression I'd ever known, a black hole I couldn't think my way out of, but I could feel, breathe, sit, and listen, and so I did. By the time I booked the session with Michelle Niver, I had been meditating daily, floating weekly in magnesium salt sensory tanks for about a month, and had just attended my first sound bath, also with Michelle. I didn't know it then, but she would become one of my early spiritual teachers and activators on this path back to remembering. Just days after this channeling, I entered a float tank and light language poured through my hands and mouth for the very first time. A couple of weeks later, I sat in a group session where light language spoke through me again. The activation was complete, and I've been remembering ever since. Listening back now, nearly 3 years later, I hardly recognize the version of me speaking. My tone, my knowing, my frequency, all transformed. And yet, the foresight shared in this session, nearly all of it has already come to pass. This episode is raw, unfiltered, and deeply vulnerable. It marks the moment of my old self beginning to dissolve and my true self starting to rise. We explore parenting sensitive, empathetic children, navigating teenage mental health, relationships unraveling, and the sacred unraveling that comes with awakening. If you're walking through your own remembering or wondering if you're alone, this moment offers you reflection, resonance, and light. Natatia turuku alnamarasiki ia, tua naraki ia, tia 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 tia.
What made you decide to schedule this? Like, what would you like out of it?
I mean, I've been really working on my own spiritual journey for the last few years, actually, and more so in just the last like 6 months.
Yeah.
I was never really, I don't know. I like when I was growing up, I went to church with like my great grandmother. She's my favorite person in the world, and then, but then I just didn't really feel like I fit in there. You know, I just really just did it. And I didn't really know what to think or believe, but I've always kind of been like an outsider growing up. Like I remember on the playground one time saying, "Oh man, these dreams of mine are coming true, like deja vu or whatever." And the kids would make fun of me. So then I was like, I just never said it again.
Right? I
Yeah.
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, never mind. So then, but I've always kind of felt that way. And I've always had like, I've had very vivid dreams. And then I've always had a lot of emotions. Like I can feel a lot of energy when they go by me all the time, to the point where it makes me cry or I feel like I must help them.
Mhm.
Um, and then it didn't really, really come to fruition until my mom got really sick. Um, and then I saw how she was interacting in her space. She was terminal. But I wasn't, I'm like, wow, she's really like picking up on a lot of really different reactions and conversations with people that aren't necessarily visible in the room, but are in the room. And then I just kind of really honed in. I was the caretaker, so I really honed in um, on all of those energies around her. And it just really made me believe like, wow, okay. So since then, I've just really been trying to get in touch with that on my own side, on my own personal space. And then I've had lots of trials and tribulations with my journey. And then so recently I've just been like, wow, I really just need to work on myself and my purpose you know, and really listen to my world around me and myself and my mind. And so I've been doing a lot of meditation lately and it's been really amazing and doing sound bath and doing stuff on myself. And I've always been comfortable doing things by myself. So, but now I've been taking more like hikes by myself and really just fixing me, so I could be a better person and a better mom and just, and so I've been doing a lot of my own research. And so today I booked this because I was like, maybe this is my next step. Like, this is my next, to serve my purpose,
Mm.
like get more like control, you know?
Yeah. I when you were talking, I heard a few things about you, and one thing that is already apparent to me is that you are a channeler as well. You're already
Mm.
communicating. Were you at the October sound? You were at the one before
Yeah.
that, September? Or did you come to
It's the
October?
last one. The
Oh,
last week.
okay. That's the
Yeah.
one where I've never said that to a group before where they came out and they're like, "We're already talking to you." I feel like you're one of these people who, like me, they've been talking to you your whole life, but you just didn't quite realize what it was, or
Yeah.
like the feeling of not being part of things, like different from other people,
Yeah.
feeling of being watched your whole life.
I
Um,
do. I always feel like I'm being watched. And
it-
lately I've been hearing voices, not like crazy, but just randomly like mom. And I think if my kids say it, but they don't say it, you know?
you're
It's,
hearing it like with your physical ear.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's actually a very good sign that you have a strong clairaudience ability. And clairaudience is the ability to hear spirit. Usually it comes in our mind's ear.
Mhm.
Um, when we hear our name being called, and that includes mom, when we hear our name being called, then that is usually our spirit trying to get our attention to make us realize there's more than what meets the eye here in the physical.
I see.
And so
Mm,
I think that's what's happening there is you're being called by your guides to,
mm,
they're giving it to you in a way that's audible with the physical,
mhm.
so that you don't discount it.
Okay. Yeah.
And in the,
Yeah.
it probably won't be that way all the time for you. More likely what'll happen is in the stronger moments where they really need to get your attention,
Yeah.
you'll hear it audibly, and those are not very common for most adults. But what is very common is to hear it in your mind's ear as a thought. And you're like, why would I think that? Or I wasn't thinking about that at all. And suddenly
Mm,
like, I've got this, why am I thinking of a cricket?
yeah. Right.
Just something that seems like random, and that's you picking up on something outside of you when
I
it
see.
feels random like that. And the more you practice it and
Mm,
listen to it, pay attention to it, give it credit, the more the stronger it gets, and the more you realize what it feels like. And like now I almost feel like something's pushing me sideways when it's not me and it's really strong. So
see.
that's important to know, because I don't want you to think, oh, I don't really have it because I only heard mom a few times. It's hard for them to get that through. And so that you're getting that is a really strong sign.
Good. Yeah. It's been happening for I've really noticed a shift in my world in like the last 6, 9 months. Like this, yeah. I don't know if that's just because I'm working on myself a lot more and realizing I need to work on myself a lot more and spread more love. I don't know. But it's just very strange. It's like so that's also what's compelled me to take
Yeah,
session
I'm just
today. It's
write
because
that down.
I don't know what to do with it all. Yeah, let's do with it.
What to do with it all. What do you do now? For your job?
Oh, so I'm an inventor. Um, but I've been in this career for 25 years and um it's a niche of just fixed assets, but I'm a knowledge expert in this field and I've been working on this passion project on the side for 10 years of this product and something told me to get it off the shelf and get it into hands and every week since it's been the last 6 months, so maybe that's why.
What's the product?
It really helps people in the financial world, like everyday business, um, automate things and free up their time and make it accurate and more efficient and standardize stuff. It alleviates a lot of like pressures off of people in that space because it's really challenging. Like you have to get your accounting right, but this will help with that. So it'll help a lot of companies.
That's amazing. I meet light workers who do all kinds of different jobs, from prison warden to customer service to inventor to making food. We're all over the place doing all kinds of different jobs,
Yeah.
making the lives of others easier, which is the same as what I call bringing in the light,
Yeah.
giving
Okay.
people a lighter reality around them.
Yeah.
So, okay. So it sounds to me like you're wondering about like what to do with all this, where to go next. Any like particular questions you want answered by the guides before we start?
Um,
It's
have
okay
you
if you
given
don't have a specific one.
I just been giving a lot of thought lately about this call. I actually had a very vivid dream last night that we were having this call in a car. um,
Our higher selves were probably meeting and preparing for it.
right? I think so. That's kind of how I felt when I woke up this morning. Like, are we getting ready for this day?
I think it's quite possible. I think of myself
Maybe.
as an avatar with my spirit flowing through,
Yeah.
and I think we have conversations up there and we recognize each other sometimes on a soul level and we
Yeah.
don't have the familiarity.
Yeah.
Did you have any particular questions you wanted to ask?
I think just I get really emotional when I talk about my children because it's been quite the journey with my children. So I just want to
Oh,
make sure that I'm serving them the way I need to serve their spirits, you know?
how old are your kids?
Oh, they all have a birthday this month and then next month. Both they're all about, yeah. So they're going to be 18, 16, 6, and 4.
Wow,
Girl, boy, girl, boy. Yeah,
you are busy.
I am.
Oh
And
my
I'm a
gosh.
single mom. I'm having 2 divorces.
You've got these kids and you're doing all this stuff. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so the way I do the session, it sounds similar to what you heard at the end of the sound bath where I let the message come through in English. There won't be as much light language in this session with you. I don't think it'll be more English than light language. But sometimes the light language will come in and it has a few different purposes. One of them is to bypass your conscious mind to receive the message.
Yep.
One of the purposes is to quiet my mind to keep me from thinking about what the message is because I don't want to influence it.
Okay.
And the other part of it is it will, I was going to say a different word, but they said stabilize your energy. I was going to say balance out your energies and help your energies get stronger, but they used the word stabilize already. This is a Pleiadian group, and they're calling themselves a Pleiadian Council. I haven't quite heard them say that before. Anyway, so what I'll do is, with these questions in mind and these things you've told me in mind, I will get quiet and turn my phone off.
Okay.
And
I turned mine off too. The
there we go.
airplane mode.
And I'll just let through comes through, and you just interrupt me at any time.
Okay.
If something's not making sense, don't wait too long to interrupt me, because when I get my mind out of the way like this, I often don't really know exactly what I said.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why we record it. So you can listen again, and because sometimes the guides, the way they talk is kind of weird. So, so anyway, I'll get quiet, interrupt me at any time, and that's it. My eyes will probably be closed for most of it, and I'll stop periodically to make sure it's making sense.
Okay.
Angela Chase. We are here and we are many. Divine Mother Collective. They're introducing themselves Pleiadian. There's a guide named Marcus.
Mm.
We are the Pleiadians, and we are pleased to meet your vibration and to offer assistance in your path. In this life. Ishakumahi, where you have chosen to serve many and to balance many. Visunomo karitita shuma endeavors. Kichira soma. You will find yourself in times challenged over the coming days, and to realize that you are here for this experience will serve you well. Injanhat, we have had a connection with you, Ichakanamuta, since your birth, and you are in a time now in your life of support astrologically, you could say, where you are being guided and pushed, Isakum, propelled to seek seek differently than those around you, and to seek on a deeper level to fund what you need to carry on with your purpose. And it is for you to continue with this and realize that there will be ups and downs, and to realize that this is not just a side job for you, but who you are in this life is of utmost importance. And we raise you high on a pedestal to say we love you and to help you understand that your mission is somewhat greater than what you have thought. Ishlaku. We see that Ishanahida Sumukana, you have lived many lives of realization and bringing assistance in to those around you, and you build structure in these lives in ways over and over again. As they say that, they show me a honeycomb pattern, all connected.
I had a huge meditation last week, and um and I saw a honeycomb, and it was like cartooned, and it was filled with green, yellow, and brown. And even when I opened my eyes, I still saw it.
Yeah,
So
I see that too.
uh,
It's the structure of our reality is what you're seeing.
yeah,
You're seeing the energy of the matrix.
that's cool.
That's really cool, right? Like,
Cool. Cool.
I don't know what the heck where I was, but we'll see what comes.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Interrupt me anytime. I love these synchronicities.
Yeah.
You are being prepared and propelled by those around you in the cosmos, and we are the stars and the planets you see. But as many are not aware of, we are your friends and friends within friends, and energies within energies, and fractal upon fractal of realities upon each other, where we seek and strive to better the world around us. And you are in a time now where alignments are occurring to wake you up and to propel you further onto the path where there is no turning back. And we see that with regard to past relationships, it was not your path to serve alongside those for extended periods of time past what the lesson was for you to learn. And when it is not in the forefront for you to learn this lesson, it may be repeated in times of distress or weakness in your life where you're looking for something to fill the void. These past relationships you have found yourself in that fell apart were not a doing of yourself or of a mistake you made, but one of only finding your path which meanders through this life. And we have said for years that you have been on the right path, albeit changing. And it is for you to understand now that the time is supported for you to go within even further and to understand your gifts on a grander scale and to begin the sharing of these gifts with others in a way that is meaningful to you and brings you into alignment with your nature as a spirit. We are pleased to nurture you with light language, but we also see that your ability for speaking in tones that will broaden your energies and your opportunities, this is within you now, and the ability for you to let go of doubt and redeem this quality that you have always had would be one of value to you as a natural channeler, itakum, not only of words but of energy, and to understand that with your children and your families, ukumasu numuka, even though it may be a distant relationship in some ways, you are able to reach out energetically and heal ancestral patterns within your own realm, isatuma, within this incarnation. And with regard to children, is your young child or one of your children having difficulty with something?
Which one?
Is a 6-year-old having difficulty or really sensitive?
Yes. She,
Okay.
yeah.
What's her name? You have a role here, Isokumasa, one that you planned ahead of time, and they show me the two of you planning ahead of time.
Mm.
Sanatuma, where she has brought many gifts with her, and to understand that this degree of sensitivity requires a different type of nurturing than the typical will be one of greatness in your life. Ichilazumbupa, to honor sensitivities is one of importance, and to also understand that there is a fine line between jusopuka, honoring the sensitivities of a child, and the discipline that must occur to reduce chaos within that child's life. Kulos Nyashumba, it is a feat of greatness you have undertaken. Matu. We encourage you to continue your meditation practice as it will be needed in the coming days as children grow older and chaos ensues within your world. Shupokuka, the ability to quiet your mind and to receive information from outside of you is a time now where you are supported, and a time now where many are creating more chaos on the planet while you are exuding out peace is the goal. Chirasuban sakum. Keep your brain waves in a state of coherence, ishamoka, with a healthy heart rhythm, and understanding that you are not only your mind, but also ichinamuka, the physical body, and to understand that your physical body needs sustenance that will uh, bring you energy and voltage rather than drain you. And we see that change is needed in this area to assist you in creating more light and understanding and diminishing of frustration within you to better serve in your family life. Ichakumanto. Okay, is that making sense so far?
Yes. I have always said that she's an empath. I can
Uh-huh.
tell. She definitely is very, very, very smart, but she's smart in not just like knows her ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and stuff and math already, but she just she she's very much aware of people in her space. And when someone around her is sick, so
When someone's around her sick, what happens?
she gets sick.
Yeah. Um, so they show me something from my childhood that I'm supposed to relate to you. Uh, and I'll tell you, I'm very much like that, what you're describing, than I was as a child as well. And when I was, when I would go to church, I went to Catholic church, and when I would go there, I was bored, and because I was a kid, right? Same old thing every time. And then the people would go up and down the aisle for communion. And so during that time, what I would do is I would close my eyes, and I knew almost everybody at church. And even if I didn't, it didn't matter. I closed my eyes and I would wait for a person to pass, and I would see if I leaned toward them or away from them. And then I'd open my eyes to see who they were. And I would always lean toward the people I liked and away from the people I didn't like, even though I couldn't see them. I was like feeling people when I was like 6 years old.
Wow.
And I didn't have parents that understood how much I could feel. And like now I do most of my work remotely this way because I will literally have what another person has at the end of the day.
Mm.
And I don't know if parenting is the right word, or just like understanding like what she goes through, and validation for what it is she's going through. And there's things you can do. Let me write this down to send you these. There's energy exercises that will make you stronger as an empath to not feel things so strongly, like things we can do with our energy to prevent us from picking up so much from other people. At some point it's inevitable, but there are things we can do to mitigate it. And so I think she's like that, and I think she's actually extremely gifted.
She is. I've thought that ever since she was a baby, actually.
And
She's
so
very, very much so.
and so what they're saying is you have this really important role of keeping your brain calm and balanced around it, but also like, where do you draw the line between, you know, letting the child be who they are and having those
Right.
boundaries. And then also like there's also, they didn't say this, but there's a fine line between truth and confabulation with a kid. And they tell
Right.
stories of spiritual things that are quite real, but the
Yeah.
way they tell it is like it's not really spiders coming out of the wall, but that's how
Yeah.
they see it, and I understand.
Right.
Um, and so you have to have
Yeah.
that kind of mind around it while you're working with her.
That's
There's a
true.
group, she's a little young for it, but you might want to check these people out. I'll
Okay.
send you this too. Let me write it down.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's a um a group of kids that meet online, and they learn how to use their psychic abilities. They meet with other kids and
Cool.
teachers.
Okay.
So I'll send that to you.
Yeah.
And
She's
the other thing,
definitely gifted. She's very special. Yeah.
I bet she's not the only one, but for some reason that one was the one that they were bringing up right away. How are you doing, like balancing it and not getting frustrated with the sensitivities?
I don't get frustrated with her sensitivities as much. I do get frustrated with um, my youngest son.
That might be why it's coming up too. I
Yeah.
had a feeling it was more than one. Yeah.
But all of my kids are very emotional, actually. The
Yeah.
one that I worry about the most is my oldest son. So
Okay.
yeah.
Um, I'll see what else comes through around it. But one other thing I want to make sure that came through for you that you understand is that you have an ability to channel and you can also speak light language. I think
Okay.
everyone can, but when they say that, it means you can do it really easily, and you've been
Okay.
doing it for a lot of lives. So,
Okay.
it
Okay.
you said you were already doing it. Are you
And
speaking something? It could just be that you're already able to do it, that it will just come right out. But you're not like making any weird like gibberish stuff to your kids or pets or anything.
um sometimes well, I always stumble over my words. Maybe that's why. I'm
One
always
way,
kind of stutter a little.
but I know another person who does activations by getting people tongue tied, and then it just comes out once they're stuttering and tongue tied.
Oh,
That's exactly how this woman activates people.
oh wow.
I do it by
Okay.
having people repeat after me, and that, or coming to a group of people who are doing it. Um,
Oh,
so
interesting. Okay.
yeah, it's a really a strong one of your stronger abilities. So let's keep going then. Do you want me to try to tune mostly into your kids, or where should I?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. You know, I just love them so much.
Is what's your oldest child's name? It's funny because he's 16.
Yeah.
Because earlier when you saying the one I was worried about, I circled 16 on my paper, but then I
Oh,
thought you meant 18. What's your concern with him?
his depression.
Okay. All right. Is his last name the same as yours? Okay. I'm just waiting to see who's coming through. This is the energy of Mary. We are Divine Mother Collective. Thank you for thank you for the work you have done and the endeavors you have committed to. We are pleased, as always, to understand better how to guide and to serve as guides, and to say that your family is of sensitivity is Ishakumanda, the truth, and to understand that you have passed this down and it has been passed down to you and it is part of your lineage. To understand this is important for you. When you are a sensitive itatum being in this reality, this density of vibration, it is important to understand that it is not the natural vibration of who you are as spirit. And the life you spend in the physical incarnation is one of discomfort, tita, on many occasions. It is important to also understand that your projection into this density of reality is one of precarious nature of energy that can be disrupted with ease in the world that you live in, and to understand that it is important to knit up your energies and to connect with environment in a way that is mostly not done in your culture would serve you well, and to understand that empathy is Ichakumanda Suma, is the energy of you reaching into the energies of others. And when you find that your own energies are running in an unbalanced or discordant fashion, you will find that your ability to reach in without taking back what belongs to another is greater. To understand your energies will help you understand also physical and mental disturbances that occur. And we would say it would behoove you to understand these energies better. Remind me to tell you about a book. Isakahu. There are specific ways of pathways of energy that run through the human body in a way that will establish mental patterns and breakthroughs or lack of breakthroughs, movement forward or difficulty moving forward. And this is Ichano Sumuka. Partly what you see happening is a sitting still too much and Disubuka, not a movement that would serve the balance of brain energy crossing to the degree it should to fire on both parts of the hemispheres. This, when it occurs, will bring into a state of distress in the mind that will often present as depression, Ichinasumuka, distrust of the world, Ichakumasa, Tinasuma, a feeling of not belonging, Ichinosumuka, and also fatigue. And Isokumana Hisioloku, looking outside of the self, Icharamuka, and bringing these feelings with you as you look outside is a way to Itanasumuka, bring yourself into alignment with entities of negativity that Isamuka are not serving humanity's best interest. And we will caution you around this, Chumokumosata, to be Santumba, be understanding of his needs, but also to understand that limits should be set in some ways when possible around what is brought into your home. I'm gonna stop for a second. He's living with you.
Yeah.
Is he playing video games?
Not as much as he used to at all. No, not as much.
He's like sitting still in front of a computer alone.
His phone. His phone.
Okay. I saw like this entrainment with some
He
sort
is
of
like
device.
he's in trance.
Yeah. And like sitting for long periods. There's a condition in energy medicine that we call homolateral, and that's what they were talking about. Is the brain energy isn't crossing over very well for him, and he's getting sucked in. Hold on, let me ask a question. Okay, good. I want to check something else with his energy. Just make sure he doesn't have any beings attached or paying attention to him that are negative. I don't think he does. Will you send me a picture of him though, and let me double check? I can usually tell. You don't have to do it right now, but
Okay.
just when you get a minute, send it to me and let me double check it. When the brain energy is not crossing over energetically the way that they were talking about, it does manifest with depression. There's a book called Energy Medicine, and it might help you to have this book. It's by Donna Eden. And it explains homolateral energies, but explains a lot more than that. It explains a whole bunch of our different energies. And I don't necessarily think that you're here to be an energy worker, but I think it will help you in your parenting and also in like just being strong while you're here, to work on these energies and to understand them a little bit better and to inform your whichever kids will listen to you about it. You might want to check that book out. It's not very expensive.
Okay.
Did that make sense so far, what they were saying?
Yeah. So he had an episode in 2020. So
What happened?
maybe they could shine some light on there.
Okay.
No.
Was
He,
there,
what's that?
I was gonna ask if he tried to hurt himself.
He did.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Trying to pick up on it here. As I get this really strong feeling of just not belonging in this world as I try to tune into his energy. Would that make sense? Does that sound like?
That's him. Yeah, he feels like he's
And the other thing that I'm feeling is like pressures from the outside world to be a certain way. Is that happening as well?
Yeah, I think he's with his skater friends and he wants to be a skater and he just wants to fit in. And his friend group has changed. It changes a lot pretty fast, it seems.
So
He can't find his true path,
that makes a lot of sense. And I think it's happening because of the same reasons that you feel that way. Like, that you don't feel quite the same as other people and you didn't quite fit in with your family is because you're all sensitive and gifted.
He's super sensitive. And he used to say that he could see people and talk to people a lot when he was younger.
Yeah. Is he open to information about it now, or is he closed off to it now that he wants to be normal?
He's a little closed off right now, but I still try to talk to him.
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I saved his life that day, actually. So it's been a struggle for me.
did he I'm not getting a clear picture.
And so I tried everything I could to get him down, and I don't know what happened to me. It wasn't me and my body. um, I'd like to find out who was around me if possible.
Mhm.
And I felt like somebody was helping me lift him up because I
Gabriel.
got him down, and then I gave him mouth to mouth, and he started breathing on number 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Gabriel. Gabriel's an angel. I don't know much about him. I don't know anything about him, but that's who's here. That's who helped you. And I'm going to let him speak through me.
Thank you.
This is being shown to me in the color green, and it's a collection of very large angels. And Gabriel's going to speak. Hi, I'm Gabriel, and pleased to have made your acquaintance and many lives ago, and to visit with you in between, and to assist you in your journey as well as in your sleep. It is often the case where humanity is assisted by our spirit, Ishnekanomata, to give you great strength and understanding of what needs to be done. And this was no accident that Ishnakarinasulumuka, that you listened to your intuition and listened to us, our energy, Ichinakumasana, and you did indeed save him, Itarasumuka. It was not his time, Ichinakumasanta. However, with free will, there are things that can be done to override Ichinamoka, the time that was planned into your life for Ichamoka exit. And we see that he was on path for this, and it is Inakumatuna Mata, monumental feat to take credit for, and we thank you. And Itano Suma, we thank you for your recognition of our presence. Itano Sumo Tara Sumbaka is of the utmost power, and he is connected to us, Ichina Suma, and has been working with us over lives as well. He has a challenge, though, Ikina Sumaka, often feeling challenged by the world he enters, Ichina Sumaka, feeling the disruption of his spirit in a way that is uncomfortable for him. Itzarasahita. He is experiencing a journey of finding himself and finding the path of light. Itantubakumbasa. However, he is not aware of this. To keep a close enough distance, chuchumasana, not too close so you push him away, and not too far so you do not see. Katumasana tumaka. It is a balancing game of sorts for you. To pay attention in details of interactions, and chisalatuma, to understand whether he is consistently acting different or pushing you away in a new way, or a way that is more anger toward you. And this would be a sign that Itamo Samba Quinta, he has gone sideways, so to speak, in his path. Asukama, we see at this time he is seeking, and he is trying to find his place while also expressing his energies. Fitting in is important to him, and this has been a challenge over many lifetimes as he has served in principles of greatness, where managing large groups of people in political ways has been a strength for him. Itsakumasa, so you could say it is a strength and also his weakness. Itanosumaka, he is a light worker of greatness and one who is able to manage large crowds of people and entertain as well as teach. Asumaka, allow him the exploration on his path with a watchful eye and a closeness that Itamuka is important to maintain. Disatumaka, the trust is important, and Itanomushaka, even when you see periods of fear within yourself around his actions, is important to abstain from judgment in the voice. Did that all make sense?
Perfect sense, actually.
He seems really important. Like it seems to me, I felt like the energy of somebody who like an ancient like king type of energy is what I felt when they were talking about him.
Yeah.
Um,
He's actually a really good kid.
Good.
But he's a really, really big heart. And he wears his emotions on his sleeve ever since. And he seems like an old soul ever
He
since he
is.
was little. He's more mature than the rest of his, which is also a struggle for him to fit in because the kids his age, he just seems like he's beyond that, you know?
That makes a lot of sense with the way they were showing him to me. So I
Yeah.
think he's okay right now.
Yeah.
But what's really important is you keep him close
Keep
and you
at it.
keep him trusting you by not judging.
Yeah.
Um,
I
like
try that. I try to do that so much.
I think you're on the right path with it, and it seems like he's doing okay. He's probably it's really common for sensitive people to go through a lot of emotional stuff and to have a really hard time fitting in. You guys are what we call star seeds, where this is just not a natural place for you to be, but you came to help, and getting through the difficulty is part of the experience, for your soul's growth. But I think that one of the huge things we're supposed to do here, our purpose is to help others find joy. It's
Yeah.
it's like this big thing that's being left out. Like, what's my purpose? I'm here to do this, or I'm here to do that. What
Yeah.
job should I have? I'm like, they're saying over and over again, we need to find joy, and helping others find joy is one of our biggest purposes in life.
It makes sense to me. I try to do that forever.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So you should look up Gabriel. I'm going to too, and see who
Okay.
he is, because you have a strong connection with him. Um, okay, where should I tune in for the rest of this?
I think I'd really just like to know who surrounds me. I I'm gonna tell you who I think it is. Um, there was an owl outside my bedroom for like a good year and a half through my tough time of 2020 into 21. Um, and then at some point, I think, oh, that's so cool. And I was like, oh, it's so annoying. And then I was like, oh, it's actually pretty cool. um, um, but I often just feel like they're over my shoulder. And I don't know that it's just because I live in this house with window, but I really just feel like they're always there. And
Right.
I often feel like I just blurt out, I love you, mom. I think it's my mom
Yeah, your mom is around you for sure, and the grandmother you mentioned
and my
earlier.
granny. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both around you. There's men. I see men as well
My grandpa,
behind you. Huh?
my grandpa.
Grandfather shows me heart and throat. Who would
Yeah.
be heart and throat?
Uh, my grandpa, my mom's dad. I called him, he was my favorite grandpa. He called me Sweet Pea.
I called my grandfather Grampy. That's funny.
And yeah, he had a stroke.
Um, and so I see he's here as well. But you have a connection with this group that I call Divine Mother Collective, and
Yeah.
it's Jesus, Mary. It's a collective of energies or beings that we lived and then died and went back to this collective, I guess, is how it
Oh,
works. But I see Michael. I see a Michael, and I'm wondering if it's Archangel Michael. But I see someone named Michael, and he's a spirit, like an angel type of spirit. And Divine Mother Collective stands like in a semicircle on your, what is the side? Your right side, your
mm.
left side.
Nobody loves it.
And then there's Pleiadian Collective that you have a connection with, that you've worked with over many lifetimes, and they stand a little bit farther behind. Like Divine Mother Collective seems really close in and tied in with your family as well. Um, they show me the words Christ consciousness, and it reminds me of something the Pleiadians told me a long time ago, was that right now we're in a time on the planet of Christ consciousness coming through many people at
Mm.
once, to try to change the planet, because one person can't do that.
Yeah.
And so they're showing me right now that you're part of that that wave of energy that's here on the planet to try to transform things. And they just said that, and I know this already, but it doesn't take everybody on the planet to change for a shift to happen within humanity. It just takes a certain number of people doing it, making the change, bringing in light to their own lives and the people around them. And when that happens, it's like the resonance of the singing bowls. When you're there long enough, it overrides some frequencies within you, and the same thing can happen within humanity. And you're part of that. It's a big part of why you're here.
Okay.
It is why you're here, I think.
That is why. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I help. Yeah, I often help people that pass by, and I just feel, wow, they just need something, no matter where I'm at.
That is that energy of Christ consciousness. And while we didn't enjoy it, or a lot of us didn't enjoy it growing up Catholic, I think it's how we ended up there. We picked a family who was going to introduce us to that concept so that we didn't hear about it for the first time when we're 30. Like we grew up with this framework or this reference, and by the time we're 30, we're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a really strong connection with that. And then there's this Gabriel. I think they're archangels. This group, and there's 3 that show me standing forward. I think it's Gabriel, Michael, and there's another one, but I'm not sure. It starts with, it's like Marcus, or
You said Marcus earlier.
yeah, I don't know if that's exactly the right name. I don't see the whole name. I just see part of it. And but start looking there and looking in there in the internet and see if you can figure out who that is. And I'm gonna look too and see if I can figure it out. But when I feel this Marcus energy, it feels like big and Roman and like ruler type energy, but like a good ruler, like protector of his people type energy is what I feel. So I'm not exactly sure who that is, but that's who I see around you. And then I see like a long line back behind that. So I think you're just very connected and have had a lot of lives yourself.
Yeah, I've always been told I was an old soul too. Is there any negative following me anymore? I think there was at one point.
You had something, I'm pretty sure it was you. I'm pretty sure I'm thinking about where you were, when you were laying in the sound bath, were you laying, which spot were you in? Were you in one of those first 3 over by where the blankets were, or were you laying like this?
I was laying like this.
You had an attachment, and there was another person by the wall.
Yeah, there was two ladies. I was by the wall, and the 2 ladies behind me in the chairs.
I think that I removed an attachment from you at the sound bath.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and it's funny because somebody else who was there, she said, there was something dark that moved across the room. Did you know about that? I said, I removed an attachment from somebody. And she was like, I can't believe I saw that.
That's awesome that she saw that.
I think it was you.
I have to say that I left that sound bath like feeling free. So
Good.
maybe. Yeah.
I don't tell people I remove them at those, but I can't stand having them in there. So I always do.
Move it away. Yeah. Yeah. I've been seeing green everywhere. And in my meditation, a lot of green. And then
when Gabriel came, my vision just got totally green.
Yeah. Okay. He must be really following, which is great. Yeah. And then funny enough, on this Friday, it was like the most mind-blowing meditation in the float bath that I've ever had. And when I got home, I had to, my last ex is a narcissist, and he was very mean. And he was picking up the kids, and I've never seen him wear it before. And he showed up in a bright green sweater. And I totally noticed that. And I was like, and I had to got a little lightheaded when I came back in, and I had to sit down and like, because you wearing a green sweater. It's
interesting, the synchronicity and the subtleties.
Yeah.
There's on the second Sundays of the month, I do a group It's $10 and people just come and speak light language. And if they don't speak it yet, they often speak it by the time they leave
Really?
that day.
Okay.
And sometimes it takes a couple of times before they start speaking it, but it happens frequently that there's like a regular group that usually comes and then some new people come and we just talk for a little bit. I talk a little bit in the beginning about light language. Then we all just speak simultaneously. It's a lot of noise, and some people bring singing bowls, and I play singing bowls, and
Okay.
it's just kind of a free for all, and we're all just talking in a circle, and some people are humming, and other people are quiet, and we talk together about 45 minutes, and then we debrief at the end. So
I'd love to join. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll sign up.
it'll probably help you open up more to come and to hear some other people speaking it as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. I'll definitely do that. I'll make time
Well,
for it.
it was really nice to connect with you and to do
It was
this
nice to
channeling
meet
for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was an eye opener and it made me feel good. I actually felt a little, I don't know if it's normal, but I feel a little lightheaded.
Yeah, it's very normal to feel lightheaded after these.
Okay.
They're
was thinking
sending
about-
energy to you through that. Drink a lot of water when we get
Okay.
done.
Thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you
Yeah.
too. It was nice to
Yeah.
connect with you.
Thank you so much, Michelle.